What's going on, everyone? This is another episode of Christian in the Open. I am the host. My name is Jonathan, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this video. I'm always excited to record. It's a blessing to do what I'm able to do, and I don't take it lightly. So with that said, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be watching a video. Now, I will say, before we get into the video, grab your Bibles. If you don't have them near you, go ahead and grab them. We are going to be looking at Colossians chapter 2, verse 9. We're going to be looking at that. Actually, Colossians chapter 2, verses 8 and verse 9, okay, to be exact. But yeah, this video, you probably came across this lady if you've been on social media. Mainly, I've seen her on TikTok. Queen Okema. That's her name, but a lot of people know her as Queen. She was on the podcast. I apologize. I can't remember the gentleman's name or the show. I watched a little bit of it. However, we're going to be looking at this 2 and 30-second clip. She said some wild things. One thing she said was really wild, and I know that you're going to recognize it when you hear it. It's bad. It's pretty bad. So that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. I'm not going to have you very long, but now we're going to get into the video.
Do you know what Jesus sacrificed? Do you not understand that he committed no sin while he was on the earth, but yet still he allowed his own creation to starve him, beat him? I'm talking about front and back, okay? With a cat of 9 tails. Google it and see what that is, okay? They beat him front and back. They pulled his beard out his face, out his chin. They put a cap, a crown of thorns onto his head, and it went straight into his brain.
Okay. That's what, Queen, ma'am. What's going on right now? Ma'am, what's going on? Did y'all hear that? Where in the scriptures do we see that? In any of the synoptic gospels, where do we see that? I don't remember reading that, y'all. I don't remember reading it. I don't know what translation she's reading. Cap. I call cap. It's not there. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like, what was this vibranium? Like, what are you talking about? What kind of thorns are big enough to go through someone's skull and pierce their brain? Like, think about that for a second. I am going to be doing some more videos on her because I came across some very weird things from her, from this Miss Okema. I hope I pronounced it right. I apologize if I didn't. She has a book out, and also she says that she has had many encounters with Jesus, face to face, to be exact. So this isn't just, I'm not picking on this lady. I just want us to be conscious of what we're watching and listening to, because it's easy. You put this soft music behind it, and yeah. So I call cap. I call cap on that. Not biblical. We don't see it in the text. Let's keep it going.
And then they starved him. And then they wouldn't give him no water. And then they took spikes, railroad spikes. We ain't talking about no little nails. We're talking.
Okay, I get there was no railroads. There was no trains. There's no trains back then. I understand. Give grace here. She's just trying to say, I believe she's trying to talk about how, I guess, the big the nails were. But just say the nails were big.
About railroad spikes. Back up. They crucified him naked. We've only shown him with a loincloth on to show him respect. But Jesus Christ was crucified buck-ball naked.
Like right there. Okay, lady, we got it. You know, like we got it. You know, this we're not in the hood, all right. We don't gotta. This isn't comedy hour, and I'm not saying she's trying to be funny, but one can take it as that. Like, butt bald naked. Come on, man. Come on, let's do better.
They put him on a wood cross. Put a piece of wood, they call it a titulus, because they found it. It's called a titulus. And they put a wood board. They nailed it into the top of his cross. And it said in 3 different languages, Greek, Hebrew, and Latin, Jesus Christ crucified for insurrection.
That's not what it says. That is not what it says. This right here, this one of the things. Every time you hear these people talk about that they've been to heaven and hell and they spoke to Jesus and all of this stuff that Apostle Paul never described to us. He said it was not lawful for him to even talk about it. He talked about it in third person. But okay, maybe times have changed. That's not what it says. That's not what it says in text. It says what was above his head on the cross was Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. That's what it said. I don't know what Christ crucified for insurrection. What? That's not what it says. So where are you getting this from? So you've already talked about the thorns pierced his skull. I'm sorry, went through his skull, went into his brain. And now you're talking about this was above his head. Christ crucified for insurrection. That's not what it says. So my thing is this, I would think that if you have this tight relationship with Jesus to the point where, I mean, you guys are going on road trips. You guys are going on spiritual road trips day in and day out. You can't get this correct. Like, he's not going to give you the knowledge of what actually happened to him during his crucifixion. I don't know. Cap.
3 different languages. But we want to walk around and not forgive somebody. We want to walk around and act like we better than somebody and not forgive. But you got this, we talk about God who put down his deity.
Oh, right there. Oh, whoa. What you mean by that? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? I was going to give grace here, but I can't. I can't, because this attacks the very essence of God. She's separate. Now, I don't know if it was a slip up of words. However, she said it, and I haven't came across a video, or at least seen on TikTok, of her saying, hey, I misspoke. Maybe that's out there. If it is, edit the video and I'll state that. That's what was said. However, don't see it so far. And what she said is, he put his deity down. Lady, that's you're outside of Christian orthodoxy now. Now is this not just, we think you're a little off with far as these tales that you're telling. Now you're saying Jesus was just a mere man. So now this is where we shift to the Bible. Let's actually get into some biblical texts. Chapter 2 of Colossians, verse 8 and 9. We're going to read, okay? So, it says, see to it that there is no one who takes you captive through philosophy and empty deception in accordance with human tradition, in accordance with the elementary principles of the world, rather in accordance with Christ, for in him all the fullness of deity dwells in bodily form. This is not just a good text, a really good text against Jehovah's Witnesses. This is a good text against the foolishness that you're going to encounter, such as this. Miss Queen here put down his deity. Lady, no. And the reason why I read verse 8 and on down, because here, see to it that there is no one who takes you captive through philosophy and empty deception. This is empty deception right here. What she said is a lie. And we can't overlook it. Don't let the music get you into some emotional frenzy or because it's viral. She's lying. Once again, cap. I'm calling cap. I'm saying this whole thing is a fraud. I'm calling it as I see it. And it's not trying to be mean. This is just what it is. This lady, this is different. Which is no gospel at all, but this is a different gospel. This is a different Jesus she's talking about. He put down his deity. We have no atonement. This is how serious it is. If Jesus was just some man, we have no hope. The video is pointless. We're all going to be in hell then. If he was just some mere man, the atonement was useless. That's how serious this is. That's why I don't take this lightly, and as believers should not take this lightly when someone is coming to us telling us, hey, I've been to heaven and hell, and not just that, but Jesus put down his deity. Foolishness. That's honestly, that's pretty much the end of this 2-minute clip. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, I'm calling fraud. Lord willing, I'm going to do some more videos on this lady, Queen Okema. I probably said it wrong. I apologize if I did. I think I said it right earlier, but yeah, Miss Queen, I'm going to do some more videos. Look at what she says about herself. We're going to look at what her book is about. And also, too, there's some other clips in this video. Well, just the video in its entirety. Some other points I want to bring out that I don't think we should be listening to this lady. I think Biggie being in hell in a jail cell is, yeah, I think it's far-fetched. So with that said, as always, Sole Deo Gloria, to the glory of God alone. You all have a great day. God bless.